Just to remind everybody that language usage and content that we provide here may be disturbing, disgusting, probably will be and should be. Words like bloody custard and words that rhyme with that may be featured. Actually will be featured. In fact, perhaps will only be featured. Just warning you. Yes, this show is brought to you by Wow Tables and iWape.in.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, on Cyrus Says, we have Samrat, Zaveri, a pioneer entrepreneur who's come up with Shaze, and everybody's talking about that campaign, and I'm going to try and get discounts from him because it's all about discounts for me. I don't care how big you are, how famous you are, how well you're doing. I want it cheap.
Cyrus Says we have other shows too. You should check them out.
Hi, my name is Prathamesh Thambe, and I'm on Made in India with May.
Made in India is India's first indie music podcast hosted by May Thomas. You can find it on indusvox.com or subscribe to it on your favorite podcasting app.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, I think I've had enough. I think South Mumbai is being bullied, battered, shamed and humiliated and hurt. It's worse than me and my marriage. I can't take it anymore. Once again, they've dug up Marine Drive, destroyed our route going and coming for people like me who have small lives and go to just two places all our lives. It's terrible. I beg you, leave South Mumbai alone and do the same thing to Lokanwala. Do the same thing to Andheri. Do the same thing to Bhayandar. Do the same thing to Malad. Let them suffer as much as we are suffering. We have suffered too much. No more. No more. That's all I have to say. No more South Mumbai.
Cyrus Says ad breaks are beneficial to your mental health.
This show is brought to you by Wow Tables. I spoke to Kunal and Deepa, the founders, about Wow Tables. Okay, now let's take you back to the history of Wow Tables and how you guys met.
Well, actually, Deepa was running a food business, and she also is the food lover. I just eat anything. Mm-hmm. We would go out once a week.
Very vulgar, but go ahead.
Well, we would go out, and I mean, we are married.
Yeah.
So we were married.
I can tell from the distance between you. And she's the food lover, and she still married you to improve you. See, that's why women marry us. Kunal, what the hell? To improve you, yeah, go on.
So in the process of improving me, I ended up creating a service that would help other couples and groups of friends discover new restaurants and also guide them into what to eat.
Eating different dishes every time you go out.
Visit wowtables.com to book an experience and use the code Cyrus Says to get 500 rupees off on your first reservation. I repeat, 500 rupees off. That's 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus another 100. Yeah, that's right.
And that's what Cyrus says.
It's very rare that we meet a really rich man who comes to our studio. As you know, we've been really low budget for the last 4 or 5 guests, with no disrespect to them, but life is hard. But we've got Samrat Zaveri, who owns one of the largest stores in the world, not just in India, and has started a pioneering trend, which he's going to explain to us, with a thing called Labellion, which is at the moment one of the hottest properties going around. Samrat, welcome to the show, Managing Director of Shaze luxury lifestyle brand.
Thank you, Cyrus. And to begin with, some of your facts are wrong, and that gives me the opportunity.
Listen, my facts are only wrong. We have a research team of midgets who are 4 years old, and they all give us wrong facts, and that's how the show runs, brother. Please, if you're going to correct it, we'll be here forever. But go ahead.
Great, perfect. So that gives me the opportunity of introducing our brand Shaze a little more in depth.
And let me just say for the people from Delhi out there, sorry to interrupt you, it's not Shaze. A lot of I come back from Gurgaon yesterday.
That's a very important, classification is required for the brand.
In India, this never ends. Mm-hmm. People just don't get it sometimes. Go on.
Yeah. So what started off as a silverware brand in 2001, today it's a lifestyle brand, and it's, reached a level where we are communicating on a very almost very conversational level with the consumer. Today we've gone way beyond silverware. We do all sorts of lifestyle accessories like fashion jewelry, watches, perfumes, candles, silk scarves, and other...
It's a long way off from my family jewels, which quite frankly is the only jewelry we talk about at home. But yeah, you're growing and growing fast. I keep interrupting you. But what I want to say is that you come from a family which is a jewelry family.
Yeah, so my family business has been typical gold jewelry and stuff like that. And I realized that the market
So you weren't born with a silver spoon. It was more like gold jewelry. Let's lay it out there.
You can say that. But as you can see, over the years, it wasn't...
Diamonds aren't a man's best friend at the moment. Is that true?
Absolutely true.
Drop in the market for some reason.
I don't think they're even a woman's best friend for a long time to come.
When did this happen that suddenly, all along we thought diamonds was like a really safe product, and suddenly of late people are saying that there's a lot of competition out there and the market for diamonds is actually low?
So the way I see consumers behave today, it's very important, whatever you're doing, to be very relevant to the consumer. And whatever you're dealing in, whether it's product or a service, you have to be making a tangible difference to their lives. Mm-hmm. And what we've seen in the last 10 years maybe, and especially in the last 5 years with technology, social media, travel, and the world becoming smaller, with all these factors playing a major role, we are seeing that a lot of businesses are becoming irrelevant. And what's becoming relevant is completely, a mindset that's almost intangible in that sense.
Right. So I personally have a different theory. I don't want to, sound presumptuous, but my theory is it's all due to the film Blood Diamond. It caused a lot of trouble. And because of that, the market crashed a little bit. That's what I thought. But maybe you're right. All right. So the business trends are changing. Consumer tastes are changing. That's what we're going to talk to you about. And it does sound a little heavy. But the fact of the matter is that you people suck out there because you keep changing and we have to keep up with you. Luckily, Samrat is smart enough. But the others, like me, we really struggle. Samrat, so let's now go back to how this idea came about. You went abroad to study, for example. And then what happened?
No, I didn't go abroad to study.
What the hell story is this? Born and bred here?
Absolutely. I did school and college here. Mm-hmm. I got into the family business very early.
Which school?
Green Lawns.
Green Lawns, very much in South Mumbai. But our producer is from Green Lawns. He spent 13 years doing the course.
I was with him.
But you finished on time. Yeah. And then?
Yeah, and then HR college.
HR college, all right.
And pretty much Bombay boy.
So House of Romance, Bombay boy. And when did this germ... So this is all your idea? You pioneered this whole idea of Shaze? Was that your thought?
So actually Shaze started off as a pet project by my wife, Shalini. Mm-hmm. And she said she wants to create a silver accessories line, right? It started off with that. Within 2 to 3 years, we gained a very market leader position in the market. And I realized that the market for specialized silverware was not too big. It wasn't enough for my ambition.
Right.
But along the way, I realized that I'd created a good brand. Mm-hmm. So we started extending the brand to other product categories. And here we are today.
So initially in 2001, the market was not what it is today at all.
No, it's changed. It's evolved.
It's really evolved, and it's evolved fast. And what you're saying right now is that accessories and things like that are the demand of the day, is it?
So the Indian consumer, I classified them with two very special characteristics.
Ugly and short. No, sorry. That's Bangladeshi. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we say that, Amit? Is that allowed? No. We apologize to all our Bangladeshi. We have like 3 people in Bangladesh who don't even consider themselves Bangladeshis. But go on.
Okay, so I characterize them as very aspirational and self-expressive. Mm-hmm. So where my brand is playing a major role is the area of self-expression today. Through everything that we consume, wear, use, from our apparel to our accessories to our ringtones, it's all expressing what we are, who we are, you see. Mm-hmm. And that leaves us with a huge opportunity of catering to that aspirational Indian consumer who is now well aware, well traveled, and well informed.
Yeah, so long like we're 25 years behind the United States, we're now more like 2.5 months ahead at points. Is that so?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to compare our consumer with the likes of those from the United States or from China. I
mean the Bangladeshi reference and you got appalled and left the studio now, so I moved north. Go on, sorry.
There's nobody left in Bangladesh. They've all moved into
They've
West
spent
Bengal.
so much money on your accessories. The country's closed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think we're going to make our own consumption pattern in this country.
Samrat, isn't that always what they tell you in these advertising jargon over the last couple of decades? That it's all about aspirational. It sounds, again, like an intangible thing, this whole aspirational idea. You seem to have zeroed on something which nobody else has thought of, which is that actually the rebel is more popular than the non-rebel. now in the times we're living in. And hence you have this fantastic campaign which we will come to, which has made a lot of noise. Everybody's talking about it. The hoardings are all over, so people know about the campaign. I want to just get into that. So how did you decide that to actually go with what people look down on, or what you presume people look down on, or what people think is wrong or politically incorrect or whatever, is actually the populist thing?
So going back to the Indian consumer, I think he's very unique in the sense that he's always wanting something new. For example, no other part of the world does a consumer walk into the store and say, "Naya kya hai?" Okay, or what's new? It's only in India.
And marriage bureaus, but yeah.
So apart from that, being very, very price, value, and quality conscious, the Indian consumer is also now, especially the youthful consumer, is looking for a brand or product that is making a difference to the world. Okay, so everybody has got a little bit of a social conscience in that sense, and everybody wants to know how the brand is contributing to society. Okay. Based on this understanding of the consumer, we gave a brief to Grey Advertising, and they came up with this phrase called "Join the Rebellion." So what it tries to say is that by trying to be different all the time, and by consuming things which promise differentiation, you're actually all being the same. Right. And that's what we did last year, and this year we progressed and moved on to taking that phrase to another level.
Does Zaveri himself identify with any of the characters seen in this now very popular vignette or video?
Personally, obviously, I believe in a lot of things that's there in that. I'm driving this brand very, very personally, and a lot of the things that are there, whether it's aesthetic design or the attributes or any of the qualities, it's got a lot to do with how I think and what I believe in.
Okay, and why do you think it's touched a chord? Why do you think you're getting so many hits and so many people talking about it?
Because obviously there are so many issues that society and people around are actually dealing with and are not happy about, and also there's not much that you can do about it. You can't escape and you can't run away. But people like to converse about it. People like to give their opinion. People like to share a view. And social media really helps in that, for formats like this.
Which brings us to the next question: how important is social media now? It looks like you've really gone into that as your main driving force here for this.
Yeah, I think social media is extremely important. Whether it's to socialize, to communicate,
to watch adult content,
maybe that too. To share news, to share opinion, to. For a social cause, whatever it may be.
Does it help sell the brand? Do people actually...
our campaign has gone viral on social media. We were trending on Twitter for 4 hours. And so it really helped us. We got over 1 million views in about two weeks.
Okay. And 1 million more coming as well. So this is the campaign that's going to stay, is it? This word rebellion is very interesting. Rebellion mixed with label.
Yeah. So it's trying to say, talk about labels in the figurative way, and say that we have a habit of labeling people very often, which is something that we don't realize when we do, and it doesn't really necessarily have a good effect on the other person.
Right.
And
like just before you came in the studio, Amit was telling us that he's a really rich guy. For example,
right.
Label, unnecessary.
It's unnecessary
and
label.
Then you and I were discussing Amit is a slightly solid-looking guy. Again, another label. Why do that?
Right, exactly.
And once I leave, you'll say, why does the guy wear short pants? These are unnecessary labels. So we're out there trying to change the world at the same time.
So sorry to interrupt, but I hope
you can't do that. You can never.
I hope you had the opportunity of seeing a film on YouTube.
We did.
Oh, okay.
We've seen it 3 times. Right. And we're not the only ones. Listen, we only call people here. We think they're happening, and you may not believe it, but that's the main reason we call people here. Before you, we had Elvis. not the singer. It's Elvis Pereira from opposite because he's a neighbor and a friend. Let's get back to the evolving consumer in India. Do you think it's like a pan-India thing now? Do you think that all across, because we always thought Mumbai is a slightly more evolved customer. Perhaps we're wrong, perhaps we're being parochial, but as against maybe some guy in the East, for example. Or do you think that because of social networking, there's one type of Indian in the upper middle class and middle class segments who are sort of becoming like a similar in a sense in terms of what they want?
No, I think the Indian market is fairly fragmented. To some extent, there is some similarity between the 4 or 5 metros. Mm-hmm. But apart from that, it's very, very fragmented, and you have to localize a lot to cater to that consumer.
Okay, so right now we're talking about the A metros, is it?
Yeah, we're talking about the A metros.
Okay, but you don't think the aspiration from the B metros is the same, to be like the A metros?
Of course, that is there in a very big way.
Right.
And that's going to continue for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a question that's very important. Where do you see organized retail in India going? Is it going to be a hybrid, or will large chains and multinationals sort of kill the smaller stores?
So I think it's going to be a hybrid, not of small and big stores or anything of that. I think it's going to be a hybrid of good e-commerce and brick and mortar stores. It's going to be brands and companies who are able to service their consumer through every medium possible.
Okay.
So big and small is not what's going to be the differentiator. It's going to be how you utilize and optimize technology and your reach to the consumer.
So you're not worried about the MNCs coming and trying to bully their way through?
No, I don't think that should be something that you got to worry about. I think you can very easily leverage on that kind of a...
Because we are a different market. That seems to be very clear. Like you said in the beginning, you can't compare to America or anything else. This is a different brand.
Absolutely.
India is a different brand altogether, and there's no reference that we can really take.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. What about going outside India? Obviously, with the internet revolution, do you think this can sell elsewhere, everywhere else?
We do have plans of taking this brand international.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe sometime in the next 1 year, we will be moving to other markets as well.
Okay. Let's go away from the slightly dry stuff of business, because since I don't have money to buy anything out here, what is the cheapest thing I can get in your store? What's like the really cheapest thing? And don't tell me the Watchman. Give me something more.
So, well, a price point started around 1,000 rupees. And
what do you get for 1,000 rupees? I want like 2 Malaysian girls and a weekend in Budapest. I want lots of stuff in $1,000. Tell us, no, honestly, what do you get? What is the range?
But there is some jewelry available for that price.
Okay.
It starts off there.
And by jewelry, you mean like earpieces and things like that?
Earpieces, charms, trinkets.
Okay. And what is the limit? If one had bottomless pockets, how much could you spend?
So, well, this is, like I said, this is an aspirational brand. This is not a luxury brand. We are building a lifestyle brand. Mm-hmm. It's got it's got products that are very edgy in design, of very good, extremely good international quality. Basically, we're trying to bring an international product at Indian prices to the Indian consumer. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, it's not about how expensive things are. It's about how cool they are, and how often we give you an opportunity to change.
Yeah, but you also offer discounts because this is India. We need all that.
Okay, we don't offer discounts.
Diwali
But
season.
For you, we'll make an exception.
Just for me. That's like an NGO, a personal thing of yours. Don't do that. No, it's all right. I'll work harder. I'll earn money. I'll come back. You deserve the best. Let's go back to Shaze. The name comes from your wife's name, is it?
Yeah, in some way, yeah. Shalini Zaveri.
Shalini Zaveri.
Yeah.
And it's taken, okay, all right. And we want to just go back a little bit. So this whole idea was hers initially?
Yeah, to some extent.
Okay. So she came up with the idea, but then you saw the potential for more, is it?
Yes, I saw the opportunity to take it to another level.
But do you have any idea in 2001 or even before that when you were toying with the idea, do you have any idea that you'd reach this far and that this would become a really large...
No idea. No plans of getting here in 2001 whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go back then. We're going to take a break in a couple of minutes, but let's go back and just talk about the fact that you grew up in South Mumbai. We'll talk about your early life, your career, all his secrets, all will come out, spill out, early girlfriends, things like that. His passions, his hobbies, which includes jazz and cricket, and lots more with Samrat Zaveri when we come back. But if you want to go and identify with the Labellian campaign, just go ahead to any of your flagship stores, which are all over across the country as we speak. We'll take a break and then come back.
Cyrus says, stop picking your nose, listen to this ad.
This show is brought to you by iVape.in, and I spoke to Amit Jain, the founder. So you've come up for the layman with this iVape.in, of course, products. And what is the success rate?
In India, this is an early start. I think we are not even started. And we are the only brand who's coming up with this approach. We are making the liquids in India with materials imported from US. And our hardware comes from China. And we make sure that everything is well tested.
Visit iVape.in to use the code Cyrus Says to get 15% off on your purchase. iVape.in.
And that's what Cyrus says.
All right, here with Cyrus Says, Samrat Zaveri is in the house, and he's one of those pioneers. We're living in times where it looks like we have a few people in India who are sort of changing trends and not just doing business and making money, but just changing lifestyles, thoughts, social change of sorts. He's one of those guys. He started Shaze with his wife, and it's growing in leaps and bounds, and we've discussed it. We'll discuss it a little more before we end the show. But we need to know more about the man, the myth, the legend, who lives behind Samrat Zaveri. Now, it's not a visual medium, so they can't see that you're 6'6" tall and, wearing all these layers of clothing. So, Samrat, let's go back and peel through the layers. Let's go back to your early life, growing up in South Mumbai. Tell us a bit about yourself.
So, yeah, like I mentioned, I was a very simple South Bombay guy, studied in Green Lawns and enjoyed playing cricket just like everybody else.
And apparently you're good at cricket.
Yeah, I try to believe so.
So what is
Still
your
play a little bit?
What is your special? Let me test your cricket, because I think of myself as a bit of a cricket person.
See, I said I'm good at playing cricket, not knowledge.
Good at playing cricket knowledge. So if you're a left-arm Chinaman bowler bowling to right-handed batsman, what is your stock ball and where does it go? And you have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Samrat Zaveri, stick to the damn flagship stores. Leave the cricket to the experts. We have Ayaz Biman in the house, by the way. We've got him really cheap. Never tell him this. All right? He's working for us.
Say I said hi to him.
Yeah? Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him.
All right, there you go. All right, let's go back to Green Lawn. So you were just a normal kid growing up, doing your thing.
So I got into the family business fairly early. I thought when you want to be good at something, you should start early. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that for a long time, but over a period of like 10 years of being into that, I started getting bored. I realized that this is not what I'm willing to spend the rest of my life on. Mm-hmm. And I started, exploring other ideas.
Were there any other failed ideas before you came up with a good one?
I think there was one. There was another brand which I was trying to build called Trendsmith. And that was it was another retail format of different jewelry brands and designers under one roof. Mm-hmm. Of course, that was a great learning experience, and I cannot thank my stars more for having that opportunity.
You cannot thank the people you have now fired from the job more than for letting you learn the ropes.
Yeah, it's been a great journey.
So were you worried when that didn't really take off? Were you worried that maybe you're going the wrong way, or you just said no problem? Next.
No, it's not about worry. I think that you will definitely have some disappointments, but the brighter part is that you always have something to look forward to and start all over again.
Okay, so what are you going to say to young entrepreneurs now? India's filled with them. We hear words like startups, and there are all kinds of people out there. What would you say to them? Because there's so many different ideas being thrown up. Not all of them successful, but what would you say to some young guy who says, "I want to do something totally different"? The way your Shaze
So there are a few learnings that I can share here for anybody who's interested in taking the risk. One important thing is that, yes, you have to take the risk. Don't shy away from taking the risk. Mm-hmm. Okay. Secondly, do it only if you completely believe in it. Let the gut tell you that you need to do it. Okay. Don't do it because somebody else tells you. Don't do it because you need to do it. Do it because your gut tells you to do it. Mm-hmm. Follow your passion. Make sure you enjoy it. Because if you don't, you won't succeed at it.
All right, so let me just understand this. So basically, it's a bit like going to the toilet in a sense. You've got to be really driven, and then you're very clear and single-minded. Am I right? You're focused. Don't do this where somebody advises you or you think it's the right thing to do because your Shaze is successful. Somebody says, let me do something similar. It's got to sort of come from within.
You don't need to follow anyone. You can create your own path.
Well, unless you're mountaineering and there's a Sherpa, then you do need to follow someone. Because I know a couple of guys who fell off a mountain because they try to be smart Alex. But Samrat and I want to have some fun, all right? Let's talk about all the other things in your life. You're amazingly, I think that even goes with the fact that it symbolizes who you are. You're a jazz lover. Let's face it, not the biggest market in the world in India, not really grown as far as I can see. But it shows your non-conformist side, so to speak. Tell us about jazz and what's happening in Jazz India. And you apparently have...
No, so it started off basically from my personal liking for music.
Do you play the trumpet?
I don't play any instrument.
You play with your saxophone? No?
No.
Don't want to go there?
No, I don't want to go there.
Don't want to show me what you can do? Show Uncle Cyrus, sit on my lap, play my saxophone for me? No, not interested. All right, so you go. I'm sorry I'm interrupting.
Yeah, so about my liking for music, and I don't know how I stumbled upon jazz. I think it was Stan Getz, a girl from Ipanema. Okay. Started with that, and along the way...
Is that a musical? A girl from Ipanema? No, it's something else. God knows.
Okay.
Just a girl who never called back. But so where's the influence coming from? No, come on, tell us honestly. This is growing up in the 80s, 90s, and where's the jazz? Is it a dad, uncle, somebody like that?
No, nothing, none whatsoever.
An elder brother figure?
None whatsoever. I did it all on my own.
All right. Mm-hmm. So you just discovered this music one day, and then you said, "This is for me."
And not that easily, Cyrus. It takes a while. It grows on to you. There's an evolution. There's a process.
So what you're trying to say is there's no hope for me, because it's a step-by-step process to learn the intricacies of jazz.
Yeah, I wouldn't yet conclude about the hope for you, but yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah. But once you got in, you were totally hooked, right?
I think grew on. To a level where I started listening to it more often, and reached a stage where my friends started complaining.
That's what.
And they said, stop playing this elevator music. And that's when I called up another friend and said, listen, let's start a jazz club because I'm tired of listening to this.
So you fired your friends. It's a bit like the old, the first project. You just got rid of the friends, changed them to jazz-loving ones.
Right.
And now the jazz club.
So we had this, had a friend who understood a little bit about jazz and, knew the same names I did in the jazz world. And
we got excited to talk about
we started a jazz club called Sugarfoot Stomp. We had a gig. It turned out to be pretty well received.
Where was the gig?
At Worli at a restaurant.
Okay,
and we had Sharik Hassan playing.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to act like I know exactly what I'm talking about. Sharik Hassan, yeah, I love the guy. His last album in platinum, yeah. Go on.
So,
who is Sharik Hassan? Come on.
Sharik Hassan is right now in New York playing or teaching at the New York School of Music.
He's not the left-arm spinner from Karachi who played in the last Sharjah International. It was a similar-sounding guy, sorry. But big shot, is he?
Yeah, he's good. He's very talented. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to revive this passion.
But it's been around for some time. I remember the jazz yatras and all these things. There has been some sort of market, but for some reason, out of all the musical forms that I see, and you look at NCPA where classical music is thriving, in Bombay, of course, Mumbai we're talking, jazz doesn't seem to have really grown.
Yeah, so that's, Cyrus, I look at it not as a market, but as a hobby and a passion. Mm-hmm. And something that I want to have fun with. So I don't care how big or small the market is.
Or maybe you'll be lucky twice because you were sort of lucky with the first time with Shaze in a sense. Again, you didn't look at it as an actual business thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, it's booming. So maybe you'll get lucky here as well.
Yeah, I guess that's how things happen. You got to let them...
Yeah. It goes back to the whole thing about just believing in something and doing it.
Absolutely.
As I told a couple of girls that I knew once who had been, let's just say, given medical sort of help in the situation that we were in. Then we'll move on from there. Let's move from jazz. Do you play any instruments?
No, I don't play any
sing?
instruments. No,
Can you scat a little bit for the listener?
Nothing.
That would be great. Because we've given them a little sort of dry topic, so now we could just see the other side. A little scatting. Who's your favorite... Who's your all-time favorite jazz performer?
Stan Getz and Dave Brubeck.
Okay, so if they had a child, that would be it. Yeah? No, that's fine. So you're interested in perhaps learning? Playing a trumpet or a sax or one of those?
I think it would be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I would think so.
To know how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but...
Or if the music's loud enough, just pretend. That's what we used to do in the parties, but those days are gone.
Yeah.
You think you would ever land up doing that? You see yourself?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that. I'll give it a shot maybe someday.
Right. Let's go to the other twin love, cricket. Mm-hmm. Cricket is big with you, or been playing cricket since you were a kid?
Yeah, school, college.
And you still find time in your busy schedule, you need to go and play?
Very little time, not as much as I would like to, but I could still say I still play.
And you play for the old Bombay gym?
Yes.
Where the average age is now getting older in the team.
I call Bombay gym cricket comfort cricket.
There you go. People want to feel close only. Well, I'll stand and slip. It's one of those. No, but it's always fun. What are you, a batsman?
Bit of both.
All-rounder. All right. So cricket, what are the other interests? What makes Samrat Zaveri? Let's explore that a little bit.
I'm a simple guy, Cyrus, as you can see.
Yeah.
I see things very straight. Okay. I don't believe in doing too many things. I believe in doing things that make a difference, that matter. I spend time with my family. I like to travel. I like to read.
All right. We'll come to reading in a second, but what about running? Apparently you're a big runner.
Yeah, I like to run. I enjoy running. I like fitness.
Are you like one of those marathon guys who come in my way when I'm driving early morning?
Where are you returning from that early in the morning?
I actually leave early in the morning. I go to the gym in the morning and I'm always running over people, Savio and gang. Are you part of those guys?
No, I stayed away from them.
You stayed away. You do your own run.
Yep.
But road running or?
Both, depending on the opportunity.
So are you going to do the marathon, the 42?
The 21 maybe.
The 21.
Yep.
All right. And so running thrice a week, cricket whenever you can, is it?
CrossFit, TRX.
Oh, so you're into the whole thing?
The whole thing.
But no, not much weights, not your thing?
A little bit.
A little bit of weight training as well. But so fitness, cricket, jazz, and now reading. What's on the table? What are you reading right now?
My favorite author is Nassim Nicholas Taleb.
Really?
Yeah.
God. It's amazing. We've lost all our listeners forever. Nobody's going to listen to my show.
He's the guy who's written this book called Black Swan.
Oh, is it?
It's not the movie, the Oscar-winning movie. It's not that one.
It's not the Punjabi one, which is called Black Swan. That's totally different.
No, definitely not.
Tell us about the book.
It's about how the Black Swan is a figure of speech, which means it's a rare event which takes place unexpectedly and alters your path.
My God.
Okay.
With the jazz and the CrossFit, I'm getting scared to know you. Go ahead. Yeah.
So these are events like, for example, 9/11. Okay, nobody expected it to happen.
Right.
So the author talks about how these events happen in your personal life, in business, with special, funny and not so complimentary references to the stock market in the United States. Okay, he talks about how Black Swan events could have been prevented, like the crashes.
Right.
And
they're interlinked with these debacles.
No, they're not. So it's just that he's just given different references and examples.
Okay. Do you know what I'm reading, young man?
Tell me.
Rosy Palm. Right here. My right hand. That's what I've been reading. Rosy Palm.
What do you see?
Not much. I see a good future for you, though. And I see a lot of pain in my skin for some reason. I think the bars are rusty. Let's go back to Black Swan. Yeah.
So, I can go on and on about the book and the author, but...
just to understand you a little...
Not to bore your listeners.
No, just to understand you a little bit. Can you go back and give us a couple of other books? I just want to know. I'll get a better idea of what kind of reading material there is. Maybe it's... Yeah. Other than Black Swan, anything else?
So, there's another book which I'm reading currently. It's called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running.
Okay.
It's by a Japanese guy called Murakami.
Yeah, and although it's in Japanese, you're fine with that? You just like saying long words. Yeriwamo, Tiko Palatina, Marine Drive, or 26.
Yeah, no, he's good. It's his first book.
It's a motivational sort of book, is it?
Not motivational. He talks about philosophy and what he thinks about when he's running. Okay, and how that helps him being a better writer.
Okay.
So, interesting.
All right. And have you ever read Chetan Bhagat, my personal favorite?
No, I haven't read his book.
Shobha
No, not...
Damn it.
Not Shobha Day.
Have you read Dr. Mahindra Vatsa, page 32 of the Mumbai Mirror, with the sexual problems? Well, I'm just trying to tell you I'm trying to share what I read with you so we can meet on a common ground.
Okay.
I've been dismissed from your presence, I can see. So that takes care of reading. Let's talk a little bit about family life. You've also got time. How many kids do you have?
2 kids.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And in between the running and the jazz and, this business, which is obviously 24/7?
So I like to travel with the family. That's where we get to spend quality time. Yeah. My kids are growing older now. And
which is the last place you've gone to?
So we went to Dubai the last weekend.
Snow City.
They
force you. I hate that. Can't bear that. It's just how the world has changed. You go to Dubai for snow. I mean, growing up in the 80s, you never think of that. It's a paradox. But yeah. I want to ask you a couple of slightly more darker questions. I can see that you're a deep human being and don't like my flippant, unreserved opinion. So I'll go into something slightly more dark. We've had these Paris bombings. You mentioned, 9/11. We've had 26 November 2008 as well. what do you think about the world in general, Samrat, Zaveri? I mean, we're living where now it's almost every day, every month there's something. People in Paris getting shot, people in Ankara. I mean, it's all over. What's happening to our world?
I think it's becoming a dangerous place to some.
Is there like a Kal Yuga? Is it like one of those evil karma that's just hitting us this time?
I think most of it is politically motivated. A lot of vested interests, a lot of powers playing power games.
I think there's one simple solution. Jazz.
Yeah,
if they all listen to jazz, they'll all be pretty cool.
It would help.
It would end all this.
Give everybody a nice book, put on some jazz music, and serve them Cyrus's hot coffee.
There you go. Access to good sex and jazz, I think they'll be fine. I think that would solve 80% of the problems.
I'm sure it would.
The other 20%.
Yeah, I think people need a release.
Yeah.
I have this term which I coined in my own called declench.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say masturbating or something. I was a little worried. Here, go ahead.
Yeah, so people are very clenched.
Yeah. Relax the hand.
They don't relax. Yeah, and that's what leads to a lot of tension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, for some cultures, alcohol will help, but that apparently is not allowed everywhere, so we'll have to leave that at that. All right, Samrat, Zaveri, wonderful talking to you. Learned a lot. A very different human being with a very different path. I think that's what you're all about, and so is the business, which is doing very well. What are the plans in the future? Anything coming up? Anything new? Any new ad campaign that's going to rock the social
So
world?
we have a couple of new product launches coming up in the next 2 or 3 months. We have a few more stores coming up. Mm-hmm. That's going to keep us busy. So at the moment, what we are focusing on is increasing our distribution in terms of rolling out more stores. We are doing extremely well on the internet as well. We're getting a lot of business through our website and our mobile app. Mm-hmm. You should download that.
I will right now. The moment I can find a phone, will be done. Yeah. And if you do hit the foreign markets on ground, that is, where would you go? Where would be the first few places?
I think we would look at the Middle East to begin with. There are huge opportunities. There are many countries which can be serviced from sitting in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Samrat, Zaveri, wonderful talking to you. I would have liked you to sing something on the show or play an instrument, which could be a real one or anything you can find. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But what does happen is, as we end the show, we have an EMA section where we'd like you to also answer questions. They ask us all kinds of questions, from the puerile to the profound. So we'll find out. I think Amit Doshi, our producer, will wiggle into the studio like a very heavy sheepdog. And it'll take about 15 minutes, the whole process. And once he's here, on we go. Coming up, the AMA.
Cyrus Says, Ask Me Anything. If you want Cyrus to answer your questions on air, send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com. If you send us a link to a sound file on SoundCloud, we'll even play you asking the question in your own voice. And that's what Cyrus says.
All right, ask me anything here on Cyrus Says. We have Samrat Zaveri, pioneer, entrepreneur, and a man who lives by his own rules. We also have Amit Doshi, also pioneer and entrepreneur, but lives by traffic rules, because that's all we discuss, our pain about driving.
I know. I never, ever break rules. I'm a very...
Do you? I can't understand that, because the other day a cop broke this signal and came up the one-way at Kemp's Corner, and I said, what are you doing? And he said, it's okay, aap bhi karo.
Yesterday I was at Crawford Market. This freaking cop car, like the big Jeep.
Yeah.
It was parked all the way like in the middle of the road. So there was like 2 lanes going forward from Crawford Market. And Crawford Market's like a disaster.
Yeah.
Anyway, every day of the week.
Like 6 inches of space anyway, right?
Exactly. So I mean, like, this guy's like blocking 2 lanes.
What
like
do you
one
say?
car blocking 2 lanes.
Did you stop?
What are you going to do? It's
You
a
didn't
cop.
chat?
So I've been able to overcome this agony.
What do you do? How do you remain calm, firstly?
I put on jazz music.
Make them listen to it.
And
And
I read my book in the car.
See, that's the
only way
that's the solution.
to avoid road rage
No, really, it's getting worse and worse.
and pulling out your hockey stick.
Yeah, fair enough. So you're right.
Oh, yeah, he used to do that.
You should put your hockey stick and beat up guys. Why didn't you tell me that on the program? This is more interesting. I love business conversations.
He used to have a hockey stick in the
back of
trunk
the
of his car when we were in school.
And I need, Amit, I want this information now. What happened in the land of Gandhi?
I don't know.
We were driving the car and
I don't think we ever got into a fight. I just know that it was
as
always
a backup
there.
plan.
I don't know where that story's coming from.
Okay, let's put it this way.
I could have been going for a hockey match.
No, you're a cricket lover.
Yeah,
They don't intermingle. You're a cricket lover. It's too racist, bro. It doesn't happen. You're lying. You carried the stick because you wanted to hurt somebody, and you were right. Why didn't you? We should all be allowed one day a year to just beat people who break rules.
It was HR in the early 90s, right? I mean, at that time you
House
had
of
to come
Romance.
off as like a thug, right? Even if you weren't. I mean,
It was a
you had
macho
to-
look. Hockey stick. All right.
Okay, all right. So we got questions. So the first question is from Sahil Khurana from Delhi.
Okay.
He asked us on Twitter, why don't Parsis ask for reservations as well? It'll make a fun protest to watch.
Isn't there enough Parsi Patels? Let's just tell him honestly. So the Patel thing is not just Guju Patels. There are all types or religious denominations who are Patel. So they all come
So
under
there are
it.
Parsi Patels,
If you
really?
want to. We're with Hardlick. Let's just say that again.
All
We're
right.
with Hardlick.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think the Parsis thought about that because we got tribal status, is it? I think we have got tribal status. That's because of the minimal population that's there. You actually automatically fall into a tribal status.
Oh, that's
ST
interesting.
status.
So then you probably do get your reservation.
Yeah, so we
then,
share
right?
our term with buses, with diseases. Yeah, we're ST kind of people.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a good idea.
No, but are there reservations then? If you're a tribe,
I
don't
think
you get
technically there are. You have to sit and do it. But as far as I know, no Parsis have asked for it yet. But next generation doesn't want to work. You never know. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all for it. I think reservation should be for everybody. You should find a reason to have a reservation and then you should go with it.
So
in a sense.
100% reservation just divided up.
100% reservation, the whole
Right.
country.
Okay. All right. So the next question, or this isn't really so much of a question as it's kind of a comment come question. This is from Harish Punjabi. He was listening to one of the other podcasts when we had those three young aspiring lawyers on.
Correct.
And we were talking about quality TV, the quality of television on India and why no one watches it.
Right.
And he wanted to bring up that, this is something that's now, that is the case now. But in the 90s and early 2000s, before these soaps like the Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahutis became popular, there were a number of Indian shows which are actually pretty funny. And pretty good. And,
There were like three, huh? I mean,
like he mentioned three.
Ye Jo Hai Zindagi and Circle, what was the other one?
Well, so-
Office.
Yeah, that was actually really funny.
Well, three, I'm telling you, there were
funny.
three.
Then that Mind Your Language copy was also pretty funny with
Zaman
Pankaj
Samrat.
Kapoor. Yeah.
Let's get Samrat in this as well. I don't know if he watches a lot of TV though. He just keeps staring me down. Go on. After the hockey stick thing, I'm really worried. We have nothing here. We have microphones which are attached to wires. You throw it and it'll come back and hit you. Be very careful.
No, I've improvised on my techniques with wires now.
Television. young
Yeah,
man.
so I think television is, I think, getting very negative.
Is it?
Okay. Starting from the news to the content that's there on television. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's really. So your
No, but
viewers.
did we have decent television and go through a phase where we regressed? In general
So
entertainment?
what we have the stage, according to me, that we've reached in television in India is a noisy stage. There is a lot of noise all the time, screaming, yelling, loud music, thumping, shouting, all that kind of
It's an
stuff.
Arnobian, to take a leaf from your
Yeah, and
book.
it's not just about the news channels. It's even about your television shows. So much drama, melodrama, emotion.
That's
and
right.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it's nasty. It's nasty
And
stuff.
just all this fighting,
It's
what's the
really
point?
nasty stuff. So if you're a family watching TV at 9 p.m. and there's a typical show going on, people yelling away, I mean, that's not the way to end your day.
Especially because that happens at home anyway. So why do you have to see that? I mean, it's
So it's sort of
Yeah. Again,
Snowballing.
Samrat bringing his dark moment into my show. Now we have to think, all of us out there, why TV sucks. And let's all go home and break our TV
I mean,
sets.
like, if you look at all of these TV shows, the Hindi TV shows, I mean, like, I've tried to watch them, right? I mean, like, and they are really, really, like, they're just...
it's a market.
Yeah.
It's just a marketplace, people screaming and shouting, you're right. This is too much noise.
I think it's toxic stuff.
It is toxic stuff, and I think a lot of that
To
is...
quote Macbeth, signifying nothing.
But I think, some of that also comes down to the fact that television in India has become like a daily... the only shows that work are these daily shows.
Correct.
And you just simply, if you're trying to create a quality TV show, you can't do that 200 times a year.
I mean, I just want to warn you, Harish Punjabi has left India because the answer was too long.
Okay.
I'm just bringing that up. He's gone. He's in Nepal now.
All right.
And he will not come back unless we stop.
Okay, so then let's go and let's look at the last question from Mehul Sharma.
Yes.
Did you watch Prem Ratan Dhan Payo? You should do a Mystery Science theatre style viewing of that movie. I'd pay to watch that.
Well, I can't afford the Salman Khan films. They cost too much in our part of town. I can't go to a single cinema screen thing and sit because I don't fit in that. So, no, I haven't watched it. I'll wait for the film to air on cable 15 minutes before the actual release. Okay. That's how we watch movies. Let's ask, Samrat, do you watch Hindi films?
No, I don't watch too many Hindi films. With respect to this Prem Ratan movie...
yeah, I'll give you the name. Prem Ratan Dhan Payo.
I really had a reason why I wanted the movie to do extremely well.
Which would be?
Jewelry?
No, so my ad film, the Shaze ad film, is playing in the cinemas at the same time.
Okay.
So they're stupid enough to think if they buy your product, they get Salman Khan as well. You're right. Bang on. All right, but you watch Hindi films at all? Which is the last Hindi film you watched? Without thinking, come on. And don't say Sholay, I'll kill myself.
That did come to my mind, though.
I just thought immediately. Yeah. Nothing in the last couple of years that you can think of?
I'll tell you it, but...
No, you must have seen that movie, right? The Siddharth's movie, last one.
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
You guys are having a personal conversation? Harish Punjabi's already gone. Mehul is on his way. He's packing his bag.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, so I can't remember.
What the hell? Your friend Siddharth made a movie and you don't know the name. But you must have seen it. God, you guys have no respect for your own friends.
I guess
sad.
not.
I hope he doesn't listen to this.
I hope not either.
English films that you've seen? Do you see any films?
Yeah, I see movies once in a while. Recently, I saw The Godfather Part 3 again.
The old Godfather Part 3.
The old Godfather Part 3 again.
Yeah. So there's no
It was
Pacino
on
in that.
TV,
That's, what's his name? Garcia. Andy Garcia, isn't it?
Yeah, so Pacino's there as well.
Yeah, and then it becomes Andy Garcia. I can't remember now.
Pacino's old. That's the one that every time they pull me out,
epic movies.
Because in their world, they actually retire the actor. By 3, he's like going out. And here we have Part 22 with the same guy in college. There's a difference. So again, now look at this guy, all right? He likes jazz, cricket, running, CrossFit, and gangster films. It's scary.
Yeah, I love gangster films.
Yeah, you like gangster films? There you go.
Have
you seen Goodfellas? You must have seen Goodfellas.
I've seen Goodfellas.
I love Goodfellas.
To the extent that I even like the Hindi gangster films.
What are you saying? What is it called? Bad fella. That's terrible. Punjabi's gone from Nepal. He's gone further. No, so can you do a gangster? Can you do an Italian-American accent? Can you do that for us?
No,
we want to see another side to you. Come on. When you're alone, when you're naked, don't you ever make sounds? You do something silly. Come on. Hey, Frankie, I'm talking to you, Frankie. Come on.
No. I've tried these things. I've realized to stay away from these things. It's not my cup of tea.
Samrat, I gotta tell you, we got a few minutes left in the program. I do what I can. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, Cyrus.
What's next?
That's all I got from the AMA. We got through our questions.
That's it. We almost got a little bit of mimicry to grab in, but Samrat pulled out. But Samrat, you've been a wonderful guest, and I think on our show, we're trying to showcase different individualistic people, and you are definitely that person. And it's called Shaze. Thank you for being on the show. Amit Doshi, thank you for being on your own show, like a bully, because that's what you do. It's my show. It's my cricket equipment. I will go home.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Shall we leave with a jazz song?
Have a nice day. Time for my coffee.
Okay. Nobody wants to do any jazz music with me?
What jazz music do you want to do?
I don't want. Come on, Samrat, help me out. I'm the Ram Gopal Yadav of...
Okay, so you're going to be my guest of honor for my next jazz gig.
You bastard. Was it a 40-minute deal? And for that I have to sit through jazz?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Indus Vox Media Network or any of our show advertisers or sponsors. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast, obviously.